Welcome to the Adventure Guys. Today we are continuing on our way
When we
towards
get
the
down
town of
there.
Gypsum.
See that parking lot by the bridge?
As we reach the bottom of this pass, we stop for lunch beside the Colorado River. A quick but delicious meal of leftover chili and bratwurst has us full and ready to go.
Chili and sausages.
All right, so a lot of people have been asking us to show a map of kind of where we were going, and we found a BDR map recently. So the start of the Colorado BDR from where we were going starts up here in Wyoming and comes down into Steamboat Springs, which is where we stayed at the KOA. This is Steamboat Springs here. That's where we stayed at the KOA and got our chains fixed or tightened and all that stuff. From Steamboat Springs and the KOA, we made our way out through the backcountry and stopped somewhere around Lynx Pass or Gate Pass in this area here. It was on that flat camp with all the cattle. So from around Gates Pass area, we're gonna make our way through all this and try to get around Gypsum. We're gonna try to find a camp nearby Gypsum because according to the map, once we start getting into here, it gets really into the actual passes and mountains and stuff, so it might be a bit more difficult and take a little longer with the Jeeps and as we're filming. So Gypsum's our main goal. We've been making our way there for a while now since this camp, so today we're gonna really hope and get there. Peter and Dan here from the Adventure Guys channel. For the past 5 years, we've been living off the grid and overlanding to some of the most remote places on Earth. Join us as we continue on the journey, bringing you an all-new perspective from the saddle of our adventure bikes. As we started to come into a beautiful area of deep red dirt and high cliffs, it started to rain on us, so we quickly pulled over to grab out our waterproof jackets.
Starting to rain. That's what we're gonna need. Warm, nice rain, but it'll be soaked. Might have just stopped. Now that we got them on, it's gonna turn into a bright, hot, sunny day again. I'd rather just get a little wet than sweat to death. I'd rather get a little wet than sweat to death.
Just a short distance further down the road, I got a fuel light. It signaled to the Jeeps so that we could pull over and get the reserve fuel that we keep in a fuel caddy on the back of one of the Jeeps. What I want to get is a fuel bag with filter bag in there.
Got enough to make it not in the light. We're about 15 miles outside of Gypsum. They've got a fuel station there, so I'm just gonna fill up fully when we're there. Keep our reserve fuel as reserve as we can. Wow. EP12 underneath it.
Just enough if a piece falls off, you can get flattened.
Yep. Ooh. Yeah, the deer, or yeah, they're just deer. Let's not hit them. They really disappear in this, eh? I'm gonna stick to the middle of the road. Uh-oh. My grip's totally loose. That's weird. Ugh. I should have just bought that grip glue. Man! They had grip glue at the KTM store and I was like, mine's solid on. Well, that's too bad. So when I changed the handlebar, of course, I put on new hand grips. And I didn't have any grip glue, so people said you can use rubbing alcohol or hairspray. And someone used brake lean because it's pretty much 100%, I guess, alcohol or whatever. But seems like it was solid on there, but it might have just been so powerful it just ate through the rubber that made it stick. But then when I'm actually like really pulling on it, just ripped it. But now that's a loose grip on that side. It's really annoying. And then when I was getting the chain fixed, or when we were getting the chains done at the KTM shop, they had a whole bunch of grip glue there, and I was like, it's holding fine, so I don't need it. Now I need it. I should have just got it just in case a grip started to come loose, or, you know. Beautiful. It's such a cool contrast, that red and then the green trees. It just it looks so cool. Wow.
I know, it's hard not to just sit there and stare at the scenery.
I'm really not happy about my grip. It's so annoying. That makes me worried if the brake lean didn't hold on this, how it'll be on the throttle tube. It might have done better because that's plastic and it just wrecked my throttle tube, but it's gonna hold that there forever. I guess we'll see. This one needs to get fixed soon. Like, look at that. It's spectacular.
I have a fuel light now.
Okay, so you have a fuel light now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was just thinking is the reason why I probably got it is, one, I'm carrying a little bit more weight than you in the bags, you know, with the tools and fuel and other stuff I have. And then two, I have been kind of pepping it, bad throttle, a little bit more. Just kind of for fun as we're on the trail, which is probably wasting gas. Hey?
Yeah. I mean, apparently town's like 15 miles, so I think I'm totally fine.
Driving through this small town, we found no gas, so we had no choice but to push on to gypsum. Daniel is now testing how long the fuel light will go, until he's completely out of fuel.
Just took a turn off the pavement, heading into this little gulch here. Don't know where we're going, so we're gonna stay within some sort of range of the Jeeps.
This road was aptly named Dry Gulch. The heat, dust, and sun beating down on us made for a fun change in scenery. Dry desert-feeling gulch is an amazing drive after going through all the spectacular red cliffs and what looked like the signature beauty of Arizona or of Utah. Getting cool drone shots of Jeeps and bikes can be hard, especially because you can't see what's beside you or behind you while getting the shots of a driving vehicle. The Skydio 2 drone is something we are saving up for and really excited to get. It'll make it a lot easier for us and for Caroline, our normal drone pilot, to save the drone and get the same epic shots.
I don't think there's a time when we're getting those shots that it doesn't crash.
I had also flown through a tree and it was too close and it hit a branch but it kept flying with me.
Nice. Ooh, look at that hill. Oh, do you see the hill? It does. I guarantee that's not the path. Whoa. Yeah, there's no way that's the road. Okay, good. Let's give the bikes a break here. They blocked it off. It probably was enduro guys. Like, look at that. Yeah, there's no way you could do it with bags. Look over back a little further too. Look at that. Yeah. With all this dust, I'm probably gonna take out the air filter, blow it out when we get to the river we're camping. Just use some compressed air, blow it out. Since we still have the stock, just paper filters, that's kind of what we do on most overland rigs that I've ever been a part of, like our Jeeps and any other ones. So I'll just carry that through to the bikes, assuming it's okay. And yeah, I do think I was talking about the Rottweiler makes that intake delete, I guess, or performance intake for the 690, and that's something I think I would love, and the bike would love to be getting more air and hot, and low gears. Everything gives it a lot more power. I think if you do it with a power commander as well, like if you do new mapping and you get their thing, you can get like another 13 horsepower out of the bike. Something like that. It's pretty cool. Looks like the town of Gypsum ahead.
With Gypsum in view and fuel on our minds, we headed down out of the trails and into town, stopping at the first gas station. I put 3.3 gallons into Daniel's bike tank. The fuel capacity of the KTM 690s is 3.6 gallons. We were guessing that the fuel light comes on at about a quarter tank. Fueled up, we checked the map and found a few places to camp just down the road. This is what we had hoped for, to get into camp early and clean out the Jeeps after all that dust.
Awesome. So after filling up there, we just headed down the road a little further and we found this like state campground, I guess, and I'm just gonna pull over here for a quick sleep and eat, and we'll be back in the bush tomorrow.
might actually wear those. Sleeping bags for your feet.
Here, boys.
What is this in the socket?
Yeah.
Did it get left on the back when we drove?
Oh, imagine. No,
I threw it in there.
it's not in the bag as far as I can tell.
It's probably on the correct
It's meeting in July.
And then
The whole Colorado BDR, from Wyoming to where we are now, has been pleasant drives and beautiful scenery. We know that just ahead is what all this has been preparing us for, as we head into the mountains that make Colorado famous.